BDR-4 bucephalus. And now we're going to put out that Tinkin over there. Now it was good. Is that a puppet? They say that giant people are being grown in laboratories now, whose weapons will be more powerful. They won't have these kind of cartridges, but they will have these kind of special ones. They will shoot from guns like this. In general, little has changed since the Great Patriotic War. This is a C-60 cannon, and today we supply from it. Friends, today we have a 57 caliber by 348 CP, and today we have a C-60 cannon. Look at this impressive projectile, which is much larger than 30 and 23 millimeters. This is a fairly old projectile. The caliber of 57 millimeters itself takes us back to the last century, but let's take it in order. We should thank Soviet engineers, led by Vasily Granin, who created the legendary ZIS-2 anti-tank gun to fight the new German steel, which was not taken by 45 millimeters for the distribution of this caliber. We do not exclude that we will shoot, of course, we are here and too, but so far I have not found it. It is important to us here that when determining the caliber of the future gun, they drew inspiration from the British QF-6 pounder naval gun, which the Russian Empire first ordered in 1904, and then organized production at the Butavo plant. These ZIS-2 proved to be excellent against medium tanks armored shells, depending on the type, pierced from 100 to 145 millimeters of armor, which of course affected the results of the work of this gun at the front. However, after the war, the 57th caliber remained out of business, so to speak. As part of our air defense, today's S-60 or self-propelled ZSU-572 could no longer hit fast jets, and the tanks have already become too thick. And you can't put a 57 millimeter cannon on a pickup truck, so to speak. 3 words by call, dagger, and derivation. The first 2 are combat modules, which, among other things, will be equipped with BMP-T-15 on the Armada platform, BMP BDR Boomerang 2S-38 derivation, promising air defense, which is so needed here now, however, as well as other machines. Oh, this notorious war tree. By the way, about the ammunition itself, 6.6 kilograms of its mass. It has an energy length of 1,400 kilojoules. That is 1,400,000 joules, and the initial speed is 1,000 meters per second, and the fresh subcaliber flies even more than 1,500 meters per second and breaks at 1,500 meters. 145 millimeters of armor. The nomenclature of ammunition here is huge, high explosive, armor-piercing, subcaliber, and modern Mark II 195 Mod 0 type shells with remote detonation. They chose 57 millimeters precisely because it is a kind of universal ammunition. We remember the BMP-3 and its 2 guns. So 57 millimeters is just the same. The golden mean hammers for 5 to 6 kilometers, breaks through all Western armored personnel carriers and infantry fighting vehicles. And if we also take projectiles with a predicted explosion, this is a thunderstorm for a swarm of drones and trenches at the same time. All this, of course, in modern remotely controlled modules like the BDR-82 or BUC-PHALUS with stabilization optics and so on. In some sources and even games, this thing really breaks up the tank very badly. But let's check it out. I have 40 rounds of ammunition here today. A cassette is loaded for 4 in each feed, and I wonder what will happen to the tank if high explosive fragmentation hits it. Today I have only high explosive fragmentation bombs without a radio fuse, and there's a tank over there. It's about 200 meters. Naturally, the high explosive fragmentation will not penetrate the frontal projection as well as the tower for sure, but I am interested in how this munition will behave in terms of demolishing attachments, perhaps ice rinks, and as we say in Russia Guzianki, the fuse is transported separately because it is sensitive enough. Some call it cartridges. Actually, it's still anti-aircraft artillery. Therefore, these are still 57mm shells. Although they look very exotic, I agree. The gun is stabilized control here. Here, the gunner operator is responsible for control. That is, it rises up by 8 to 7 degrees and drops by -2 degrees. That is, you can shoot almost under yourself and shoot over yourself in the truest sense of the word. A cassette of 4 shells is loaded into the tray here, and let's do the first sighting and see what happens to the rollers of this tank.
Правый наводчик, здесь два наводчика, оператора-наводчика, наводится по горизонтали. По вертикали наводится левый. Ну, то есть, если вы решили справиться с этим в одиночку, вам придется пересаживаться. А вообще расчет здесь 6-8 человек. Бам.
Freedom to Angela Davis. And one more encore. I love this smell in the morning. The asterisk peeled off a little bit. See how the projectile went inside. I flew over here, and here there was an explosion. Apparently, the fragments rushed to the upper part. It feels like I got here, but I was aiming here, and in principle, it's difficult to anoint there. As you know, such a hole, and the upper part of the fragments are gone. Tore up this first one. The protective screen of the truck is this upper one. It was torn, slightly damaged, as we say in Russia, goose. Well, actually, this font that sticks out here says that the energy was quite strong, tangible anyway. 1,400,000 joules. The iron part of the rink is destroyed, that is, its integrity, as we can see, is definitely broken thoroughly. So the rubber bands flew in different directions, and the second skating rink definitely came to an end, because it is likely to fail, and I don't know how much it is. Anyway, it seems that either because of this shit, the tank will fail, or because of this one. You know, in order to turn around such a skating rink, you need to have a strong enough energy. The third rink in a row, its rubber part, as you can see, also fell apart. And this rink itself was also pierced through, which is quite interesting and fascinating. Permanently damaged in one way or another, all the other rinks, you can see the fragments are quite powerful. Is this part of it, or what is it? In short, the fragmentation effect here is simply amazing. Look, damn, there's just a part of something stuck here. Well, the front rollers are also broken.